Hi, I'm Garrett Reisman of the STS-132 crew, and you are watching NASA TV.
Good morning, Atlantis, and a special good morning to you today, Garrett.
Good morning, Shannon. Good morning, everybody down there, and I want to say a special good morning to all my friends and family back in the New York and New Jersey area, and can't wait to be back home, getting a slice and hanging out in the big city. And special good morning to my favorite Earthling, Simone, who's there right now, and I'll be home soon, baby.
That's a view of Morocco from an altitude of 214 miles as the shuttle passes over northwestern Africa. The team on board still working through quite a bit of this cabin stowage, basically just putting away everything that they've pulled out during this mission and during the flight. Securing everything down and getting Atlantis ready for the ride home tomorrow. This is Mission Control, Houston. There's a good shot of the moon there up above the Earth's atmosphere as Atlantis continues to orbit 222 miles over Russia at this point in time, about to swing down to the southeast.
And Houston, are you ready for the takedown look?
We're set.
Okay, we're pushing play.
STS-132 mission.
Video.
And before we undock from this International Space Station, I wanted to send this message to you so you could see Atlantis in service once again on behalf of the United States of America and all of the people that have built her and operated her for the last 25 years. This is her 32nd mission. She has traveled over 100 million miles and been in space nearly 300 days. And as you look out the window here, you can see the International Space Station in all her glory as Atlantis plays a part in the final days of completing her assembly. That's the PMA you can see out the window, which is the pressurized mating adapter. And then up above, you can see the truss and the front part of Node 2. And you can see how enormous the International Space Station is. And you can appreciate the role that Atlantis had in constructing this incredible, incredible ship. And in a moment, we'll cut away and I will bring you over to the International Space Station where we will look out of the cupola back at Atlantis docked. So come along. Alright, here we are in the cupola of the International Space Station where we can get a great view at the whole bottom of Space Station, which of course includes a wonderful view of Atlantis. And there she is near sunset, another sunset of the day. Her payload bay is almost empty. There you see the ICC with the old solar array batteries, and then the empty side of the ICC where there was an S-GAN antenna, the EOTP, and the S-GAN antenna boom. And of course our primary mission objective, the MRM-1 module, is gone from the bay. And we can see it as you pan around the cupola to see there's the airlock going by and a solar array. And that module right there in the setting sun, brightly lit, is the MRM-1 module on Atlantis's last payload. Here we are on the flight deck of Atlantis again with the entire STS-132 crew. And we have undocked from International Space Station yesterday, spent the day inspecting Atlantis's thermal protection system, and we didn't see anything wrong at all, which is no surprise. And tomorrow we're going to pack up the ship to come home to Florida the next day. I'm going to hand the mic to Atlantis's pilot, Captain Select Tony Antonelli.
Thanks, Hawk. Atlantis is just a fabulous ship. She was a fabulous ship in the beginning and continues to be just absolutely amazing. If this ends up being Space Shuttle Atlantis' last flight, we've got an American flag here that we're honored to fly. This American flag flew on Atlantis' first flight, STS-51J, and I'll hand the mic over to Navy Captain Steve Bowen.
It's a real honor to be among the 191 crew members that have flown on Atlantis in her over 300 days in orbit, 120 million miles. Atlantis is actually named after a ship of research and discovery from a place I happen to study, Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute. And she has definitely lived up to her name over the past 20 years or so. And on to Piers Sellers, who has done his own sets of research.
Atlantis is absolutely my favorite shuttle. I've only flown on two, but she's still my favorite. I hope that when she lands successfully, which I'm relying on these guys up front to do, that she goes somewhere and gets the respect she deserves as a ship of exploration. People like to visit ships like the Constellation, Constitution, see where they've been and what they've done, and Atlantis is one of that line.
I'm Garrett Reisman, mission specialist on this flight, and when I was selected as an astronaut back in 1998, there were 4 of us in our class that were living in the Southern California area, and we got together to visit Atlantis. We were invited to come up while she was in for overhaul in Palmdale. And when the 4 of us got together, one of the other astronauts was also Tracy Caldwell, who was just with us on the space station. So we were reminiscing about this just the other night. And we got together, saw Atlantis, and we all got so very excited about what we were about to do, becoming astronauts. And seeing the tender, loving care that she was given there in Palmdale by all the people that worked on her, it was hard to believe that here I would be some 10 years later flying on what could be her last flight. But she's been an amazing ship, and it's an honor to have served upon her. And here is Air Force Colonel Retired Mike Good.
Thanks, Garrett. I've been lucky enough to have 2 shuttle flights, both of them on Atlantis, so it's also my favorite
space shuttle. Atlantis has been on 32 flights now. We're on number 32, and perhaps the final flight of Atlantis. She's been to many different destinations. I was lucky enough to go to both the Hubble Space Telescope and to the space station. She's also been to Mir and many other different places. So she's well traveled, and she's served many of us well. And we look forward to bringing her home safe and going to visit her someday on the ground. So from the entire crew, from STS-132, thanks to Atlantis and all the folks that have worked on her over the years.
Morning. Greetings, spacemen, heroes all.
Greetings. Greetings to the citizens of the Earth.
Now, we're joined right now by Garrett Reisman, Michael Good, Steve Bowen, Piers Sellers, pilot Tony Antonelli, and Commander Ken Ham. And I want you to know how much I enjoy saying the words Commander Ham. Well, gentlemen, how's the mission going so far?
The mission is going really well. We've accomplished all of our primary objectives. We've got a new antenna on the space station, a new 6-pack of batteries, a new module docked to the station, and generally have defeated the forces of evil. So we're very happy about how things have gone.
Congratulations. Yeah, on one of your spacewalks, I understand you did replace the batteries on the shuttle. What does it run on, like double A's? Double A's?
Double D's. Colbert, actually they're nickel hydrogen batteries. They're about 400 pounds each. So Garrett and I had to do quite a bit of working out in the gym before we went out on those spacewalks.
But why would you have to work out? I thought nothing weighs anything in space.
It's a mass thing.
Yeah, nothing weighs anything in space, but they're... Oh no, you figured it out.
Busted! The whole thing's a fraud. No wonder they're canceling the program. It's all been a sham the entire time. Tell me what the shuttle Atlantis is like. This is the last scheduled mission for Atlantis. It's a shuttle built in 1985. What's the condition of the vehicle? Is like the check oil light on all the time?
Well, it's all about technology, I guess. And I'm not sure where we are in that technological world right now. Is it on?
Mm-hmm. And also, I know the guy that installed that antenna, so that could explain a lot.
So, this being the third to last mission of the space shuttle, what are you guys going to do next? You guys putting your resumes together? How good are you at foaming milk?
I've been collecting all the school calendars from our local community college, San Jack, and been checking on the schedule for the truck driving classes.
Listen, if you can repair the space shuttle, you might have a future in diesel engineering. Now, I'm training to be an astronaut, gentlemen. I'm going to Houston to do the training down there. Any advice you have for me as to how I can prepare myself for space? Because I'm already practicing peeing in a tube. I'm getting very good at that. I've worked my way up to a crazy straw. What does it take? That's what I'm asking.
Get on, do that. Well, you could do a couple of things. I think try out getting the food that you don't like very much and put it in a plastic bag and make it lukewarm, then squirt it into your mouth. You've just had lunch. And you can practice falling, you know, but start small, start off your living room sofa, and then work up to the roof of your house.
Very good at that.
So drinking heavily would be a start.
There's some similarities.
I heard a very suspicious accent just then, gentlemen.
Yes, it's true. We can say it here openly now in this modern era. Piers is from England.
Oh, really?
People are frightened of aliens out here, but I'm a legal alien.
Is he coming back in the space shuttle, or is he riding back in the space lorry?
Yeah. No, I will be traveling in the boot of the space shuttle. And yeah, I'm going to come back as soon as I've got my immigration papers sorted out.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for your courageous exploration of our final frontier. Thank you for your sound advice to me as I embark on my new career as an astronaut, possibly an ill-timed career choice. And please have a safe trip home. We look forward to seeing you back on the good Earth.
Thanks, Stephen, and it was great talking to you again from space. We have one last salute from the Colbert universe.
Halos.
We're strong! Thank you, gentlemen.
Good morning, gentlemen. This is Matt Gutman from ABC News. I have a pretty tough act to follow this morning, but can you hear me up there?
Clear.
This is Matt Gutman from ABC News. I'm backing away from the phone.
Sorry?
Good morning, folks. So I can't believe Stephen Colbert did not ask you about the treadmill. And did you use it?
Yes, that's a good point. The treadmill actually was being heavily used by the station crews preparing to come home. So unfortunately, it wasn't time for us to hop on Colbert and run him into the ground.
That's unfortunate. So you didn't get any exercise in. Okay, let me ask you a more serious question. Given Colbert's attention to you and to the shuttle missions lately, they are getting a lot more attention. Noticed from watching how many people came out to the Kennedy Space Center this time for your launch, which was incredible, how interested people suddenly are. How does that make you feel? Is this attention coming a little bit too late to the shuttle program?
Well, you know, it's nice to see all the people come out. We had a lot of people at the Cape for the launch. In fact, it was such an issue that everybody was worried about the traffic getting to and from the viewing. And you know, I think it's a very natural thing. People realize that now that this is a very special time. In fact, Ken, our commander here, often refers to it as the golden age of space flight. And I think that is true, and I think that's beginning to dawn on people and realize that this is a special moment in history.
Any thoughts on this being your last mission and Atlantis? And one more thing, what does the odometer read on Atlantis right now?
Yeah, the odometer currently reads about 120 million miles, and you know, this is the 32nd mission for Atlantis, so it's served our country very well and it's done a lot of great exploration, and it's sort of just part of a legacy of exploration that we hope will continue.
Mike Shannon has said that, I guess, all the shuttles are sort of way past their warranty, even though they were slated to go 100 times or designed to fly 100 times. But still, they're experimental vehicles, and there's a 1 in 75 chance that something could go badly wrong. Is there a safer way to get humans into space? Will there ever be one, and will you guys ever be part of it?
Hey, we're hoping to be a part of it. Unfortunately, it seems like every day we're a little bit older, so we'll have to wait and see. Is there a safer way? Sure. Is it ever going to be completely safe? No. We're going 5 miles every second, and the space shuttle, when Hawk here lands, will weigh about 200,000 pounds, and we were about 250,000 pounds, just the space shuttle orbiter part, when we launched. And we're traveling 5 miles a second, so it's a lot of energy you got to put in that system to get into low Earth orbit. So it's never going to be completely safe, but sure, all the great minds we have on the ground work hard at it, and they'll make the next one safer for sure, just like they did with airplanes.
One of the things that I guess is so startling to people when I talk to them about the space program is that there's nothing else that exists in the world right now that can do what the shuttle can do. Will there ever be anything like it? I mean, it's an 18-wheeler for space, so to speak. It's got enormous cargo space.
Yeah, you're right. The shuttle is definitely a unique vehicle. I don't think that there'll ever be another one like it. You know, as you said, it has a payload base, so it can bring big things to and from orbit. Nothing else really has that downmass capability. It has an airlock, so we can go outside and do spacewalks. It has a robotic arm. It has wings and wheels so that we can bring it back in and land it on a runway. It has a great cross range. But it just wasn't designed for anything beyond low Earth orbit. Unfortunately, the wings and the thermal protection system is good from about this speed coming back in. But if you're coming back in from the moon, you've got another 10,000 feet per second, and structurally, this vehicle just couldn't hack that. So the next vehicle will probably have to go back to some sort of a capsule design that can dissipate all that heat a little bit better.
All right, I don't know how much time we have left, but I assume it's not much. Let me ask you guys the highlight moment of this particular mission. What was it?
Well, I think for the 3 guys up front here who did the spacewalks, I'll speak for all of us and say it's got to be going out the hatch and crawling around outside on the space station. The views were just amazing. I don't know, maybe for the commander, his best moment's about to come, or I hope it is, when he when he puts this thing down on the right on the runway down the center line and calls wheel stop.
Great. Do we have time for one more question? Anyway, okay. So it wasn't the tank, it was the landing, and do you guys think you'll be out there again? What happens now? Do you retire from space? I know you have actually STS-134. You're going to be the... Oh, no, the Atlantis will be the backup team, but what do you guys do?
There's a few options out there. After the shuttle's retired, we'll still be sending crews backwards and forwards to space station, so I'm sure that some of us will hitch up for a 6-month tours on space station, and we're hoping that some new vehicle will come down the pipe in a few years' time on the US side, and I'm sure that some of the youth on this crew will get to fly that.
Thank you, gentlemen, for your time. Our time is up, and thank you for your good humor and your patience. Thank you. And good luck.
Nice.
Thank you. It was great talking to you.
Atlantis, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the ABC Radio Network portion of the event. Please stand by for a voice check from WEWS TV.
Okay, we're good? Okay, hi guys, calling from Cleveland. Can you hear me?
Yes, Cleveland, we have you loud and clear.
Hello, Cleveland. Okay, fantastic. I guess first question off the bat here, if you could just tell us about the mission itself, what you guys accomplished, and if it was considered a successful mission.
Well, I think the folks on the ground will probably have to score it for us, but from our point of view, it's been a very successful mission. We took up a new space-to-ground antenna, a 6-pack of new batteries, got those all installed, a new platform to be used outside by the robotic arm on the station. We brought up a new Russian module, so we added to the space inside for the International Space Station. And overall, it's just been a great mission and very successful.
Fantastic. We have a local astronaut up there with you. Michael Good is with you guys, and if you don't mind passing the mic over to him, just a couple quick questions for him. Just wondering if you ever let yourself, you know, we've seen pictures of the spacewalk. You know, we've seen you guys out there doing your thing outside. Do you ever let yourself actually think back to maybe when you were a kid and think, like, wow, I'm actually doing this. I'm an astronaut. This is like a lot of kids' dreams. I'm actually out here doing what I dreamt about doing.
Well, growing up in Cleveland, Ohio was a great place to grow up. I had a lot of fun there in the neighborhood playing ball, and but I was inspired by the Apollo astronauts landing on the moon as I was growing up as a kid, but I don't think I was smart enough to really dream about being an astronaut myself. But we do, especially when we're outside, can take a moment and look around, and it's really hard to believe that we're actually doing it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like you guys are having fun. I've seen pictures of maybe looking back in the shuttle windows when you're out on the spacewalk. It certainly looks like you're having a good time. I know there's work to be done, but are you having a good time while you're up there too?
No, you're right. I hope that shows through on the ground. We're having a great time up here. You're right. One of the best moments was on that one spacewalk with Garrett and I, and we came up to the back windows of the shuttle, and we're looking in at the Tony Antonelli, our IV, and our Commander Ken Ham, and we were taking pictures of each other. It was a great moment.
Tell me about the plans now. What do you guys do now until tomorrow's landing?
Well, we spent a good part of the morning just getting the space shuttle checked out. We have to turn it from an orbiting vehicle back into an airplane or a glider coming in for landing. So we checked out the flight controls and all that sort of stuff. Steve Bowen on the middeck and Piers have been busy packing up, just getting everything squared away down there, and we'll have to get the seats back up and ready for landing.
Is it tough back on the ground then, the acclimation to back on solid ground and walking again? Is that a tough process for you guys?
If you can pass the mic.
You're right. It definitely takes a little while to get adapted to gravity again. It's kind of tough. Everything feels so heavy when you first come back in. I remember on my last flight just trying to hold a book or pull my laptop out of my backpack. Just everything seems like it weighs 10 times more than you expect it to weigh. And then also it's a little bit like you're standing on a aircraft carrier or something, and it's pitching and moving around even though you know you're standing on the solid ground.
Okay, real quick, Michael, before we let you go, Father's Day coming up. Do you have any influence from your father to become an astronaut? We were just doing some quick Father's Day hits here. If you had any influence from your father to become an astronaut.
Well, my dad was a great dad, and he definitely inspired me to do great things. Like I said, I don't think we were, I was thinking about being an astronaut as a kid, but he taught me how to work hard and to follow my dreams, and he's always given me the opportunities and support that I needed. So big thanks to Dad. Love you.
Hey, great guys. Thanks so much for your time. Good luck on the landing tomorrow.
Good luck.
All right, thanks a lot. Great talking to you.
Thank you.
This is Mission Control Houston. The Space Shuttle Atlantis now traveling directly overhead of central Texas on a northeasterly swing. It's passing just to the north of the state capitol in Austin, and will pass also just south of Dallas at an altitude of 214 statute miles. Orbital track will take the Shuttle Atlantis and its crew of astronauts over Arkansas, southern Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio before heading out over New England, where the simplex burn of the orbital maneuvering system engines will be tracked by the radar station in Millstone Hill, Massachusetts.
Atlantis, good config for the burn.
This is Mission Control Houston. We're 1 minute away from this experimental burn of the orbital maneuvering system engines on the shuttle Atlantis as it travels 216 miles over the United States, heading for the southwestern edge of Lake Erie. This is an experimental burn to look at how artificially created plasma can influence military navigation and communication systems. There is a chance that the Expedition 23 crew aboard the International Space Station will be able to see the burn, as they'll be about 140 miles away when it occurs. Four, three, two, one. Ignition. Propulsion Systems Officer reports 2 good engines and good control.
Atlantis, good burn, no trim required.
Copy, good burn.
About the only things left on the timeline for today for the Atlantis crew are continuing cabin stowage as they get everything packed away and closed down so that it won't be moving around during entry. Also, they'll be deactivating and stowing the KU band antenna system that is providing these television signals to us, and doing a final communications check with the Dryden Flight Research Center in California, and configuring the airlock for entry as well. Those are the last items on the schedule for the crew for today, which is scheduled to go to bed in 4 hours and 51 minutes from now. This 32nd mission of Atlantis has been a complete success in terms of the mission objectives, with the delivery and installation of a new Russian mini research module known as Rassvet, or Dawn, onto the Zarya module of the space station. That module packed full of NASA cargo for use by the expedition crew on board the station. Once the expedition crew gets enough rest, it will move back into the unpacking of that module.